Good morning and welcome back live to Germany, the quarterfinals of the Under-20 Women's World Cup, live from Germany. We're coming up to quarterfinals today, both live, and we begin with the USA-Nigeria, with Mexico to come against South Korea later this afternoon. Well, that's the Nigerian side, but the USA have been very slow to get going in this event. Took a narrow 1-0 victory over Korea to ensure they made top position and qualified from the groups. And are we preparing for a Germany-USA final? That's what many predict. Well, they're going to have a real battle on their hands here. There's just the one change for the USA from that previous game. Casey Shaw is back into the side, but it's Jen O'Neill, Sydney Leroux that stands out in this team, basically due to the fact without her they wouldn't have won any of the games, because she scored all the goals, apart from a couple.
She is the big threat up front. She is the goal scorer. She is the focus of the team. She is the drive. She is the leader. But
she is the everything.
But I think what you have to be aware of is that it's the US defence that has been the foundation upon all of this has been built. They've only conceded one goal, and that was in the first 7 minutes. But that was against Ghana, and they struggled against Ghana. And Nigeria are a better version of Ghana, so they've got a big test on their hands today.
Yeah, tough. They're physical. What they perhaps do lack maybe is a finisher in the mould of Leroux, and she could just be the difference in this game here today. And those the substitutes. Yeah, you were talking about the quality of the USA defence. They've kept clean sheets in 17 of the 27 matches played in the Under-20 World Cup in their history. There she is, Sydney Leroux. It's impossible for her not to be the focus. But her opposite number, though, Albaranose, has also been on the score sheet as well. Scored in the 1-1 draw against England, and she also scored the winning goal against Japan. So the USA then get us underway. First touch for Quon. Now, the best player, arguably the most consistent in a position, if you remove Leroux from the topic of discussion, was Nairn in the previous game. Had a really important role. Johnson placing up to Albaranose. And there is the coach, Jill Ellis. Second time in charge at a Under-20 World Cup. That was short, getting it down over the halfway line. There goes Leroux on the chase. Talking about Leroux before the start of the game, there's Egan, the coach of Nigeria. She's got a very distinctive running style.
Yes, she has. It's chest out and legs scurrying behind. She's a very direct player. She is really just, you know, you're out-and-out centre forward.
As Mewis back to Johnson. Good drive and run this for Johnson. Can she get the cross in? No. Nairn applauding and then pointing to a short, telling her where she wanted to go. There's Mewis again. In there to clear, though, for Nigeria was Irioka. Lots of change at the course of the tournament so far for Nigeria. Lots of defensive reorganisation and movement of personnel in the 3 games so far. Nairn again just pointing where she wanted the ball played in, looking for Leroux to try and bring it down under control. First touch for Jonathan in the Nigerian goal. Gets good depth with that clearance. Dunn and Johnson. Plenty of support for Nigeria, as you can probably hear. Here's the Americans build. This is Bywaters.
Keeping it nice and simple at the back, Nigeria. They're well aware of the danger that several of the US players coming forward pose. And you can see the US just didn't get to work with the width against Ghana in their opening game. They certainly got their game going against Switzerland, scoring 5.
This is Quon. Quon's going to get there again. Disappointing cross then from Quon.
I would expect that you won't see as much from the fullbacks going forward for the US, because it's always going to be a massive concern about the speed and athleticism of the forward line that Nigeria possess. OG is the assister. Obernodzi often on the score sheet.
As Nairn. It's a bit of shuffling around for the USA as well. Brooks started certainly in a wider position against Korea. And Bywaters down here certainly started over on the left rather than over on the right.
Well, versatility is a massive key when it comes to selecting your squad, and there are several players, certainly substitutes today, but that have made it into the team and have been in and out, that have been selected because they can play in different positions.
That was Dunn who got on the end of that. Quon forward then to take the throw in. First encounter for these two youth teams at a FIFA international tournament. Pair have gone head-to-head in the FIFA Women's World Cup in 99, 03 and 07, and once in the Olympic Games. And the Americans have won every meeting between the two. Well, this is certainly an interesting position as the Americans get ready to charge into that penalty area. Jonathan. Leroux there. Presley has come forward as well. Johnson is in there and well over hit out the way of Brooks, who is making the break from that pack.
Disappointing from Christine Nairn. She's normally capable of something much, much better.
And you look at the record of the Americans at this tournament. They've played the most games, scored the most goals, won the most games, kept the most clean sheets.
They've always topped their group in all 5 of the tournaments at under 20 level in its history.
Quon losing out that time. Mewis doing well to hold up. Now is an opportunity here. Is this going to be the opening goal for Short?
It was Bywaters, was it?
Short.
Casey Short, sorry, coming in on the left. What a great stop by Jonathan. It's a worry that she's got all of that space to run into. Great awareness to spread that pass out to her, but she's hit it straight at the keeper. But still a good stop.
Back into the side today. She wasn't involved against Korea. And they did struggle in that game, you know. South Korea fielded a slightly weakened team. 3 key personnel were missing from that game. And the Americans really did labour to a 1-0 victory.
Well, the goal they got was fairly similar to that.
Yeah, was.
Up.
This is Bywaters. A lot of movement in there again. This is a free shot for Mewis. Went in there, sides, played it in the inside of her left foot then, and just failed to get the power and direction she needed. It was a good interception in the end. Let's have a look who it came off. It came off the Nigerian number 16, Okoronkwo.
Doing her job there, covering at the front post, but the rest of her teammates were on their heels. They've got to be aware about this.
And that ball certainly wasn't in the quadrant when she took the corner. Everybody has missed it. Clearance there from Ereoka. There's Quon. And Dunn. Johnson. Now this time it is Bywaters. Again, lots of switching. Bywaters back over onto the left and Short over on the right. You talked about the ability to be very liquid in the way they play. Lots of movement and interchanging. 7 minutes in, quickly taken now. A chance here for the Americans. Oh, that's beautifully done. Brooks has opened the scoring. Nigeria completely asleep.
But they'd already had a wake-up call, hadn't they, from that free kick? They're waiting for a ceremonial corner or a free kick. They think they've got 10 seconds or so to take a breather and then mark their opponent. They haven't, because the US are absolutely on fire. They want to capitalise on that. They want to catch their opposition unawares, and it's worked a treat. They're not even looking. Like 5 or 6 of the Nigerian players aren't even facing the way of the ball. It's just elementary.
And 3 on the line there, as well as the goalkeeper.
You've still got to bury that though, so it's a good finish. And that's so frustrating from a coaching point of view, that you know, you can set your team up, you can tell them all the basic things you want them to do, but if they're not going to pay attention, then they haven't got a chance.
There's Presley with the clearance.
They've got a mountain to climb now.
How many teams have come from behind in the Under-20 World Cup to beat the USA?
Well, I'll
give you a clue.
Not many.
It's the same number as the number of goals Nigeria have got at the moment. That's not to say it couldn't happen today, though.
As much as the US have such a solid and settled defence, the back four have played all 3 games so far and have started this game. The keeper hasn't changed. They know their jobs in and out. They know each other's game in and out. But I just can't see Nigeria not getting a goal. They're that good going forward.
Brooks. Taken off by Nku. That was Yegedi. Brooks again trying to get it into the path of Short. Not a great ball that was. Leroux adequately covered this time. Quon.
Nice play, but Quon battles back and gets possession back for her team.
Bit too much pace on that ball there for Bywaters.
Nigeria were just 13 minutes away from winning their group. There's Beckenbauer and Steffi Jones, both organising for the World Cup next year, which will be held in Germany.
Well, it's been well supported, this event. The crowds have been good, even for the non-German games. Crowds well into 5 figures.
This is the last game that will be played in Augsburg.
Yeah, they have had these unusually early start times, which is okay at the weekends, as Johnson takes that away when there's people around. In the week, it was a bit odd, really. Over there was a hell.
I don't think some of the teams were complaining, though, given the heat wave that we've had.
It's true.
It's passed on now, so it's not too bad. But some games were played in over 30 degrees. You just don't expect that.
There's Amber Brooks with the throw. And Johnson. Too much of that shown to Okoronkwo. This is Zoji. She can hit these balls as well from distance, but nowhere to go. The Americans remaining very organised at the back. This is Bywaters. Just sidesteps and coup as if she wasn't there. And again, they need to play this wide. Short's in again here. Short now rolling it into the path of Leroux, and she's just unable to get on terms with the ball. But again, carving through almost at will the Nigerian defence. The signs aren't good at the moment, Jen, are they, for Nigeria?
Not if they have to try and get an equaliser. It's inevitable that at some point they're going to get caught, because even when they've been playing just in a settled fashion, trying to build into the match, they've already been cut apart several times. They're just feeding that simple ball between the fullback and the centre-back, and every time out to that left, to be short of Bywaters has been on it.
Presley goes toward the near post. This is Dunn. First bit of action of the game for Henninger. That was Quon, and Quon again. This is Nku. Dunn with the interception. Nairn, challenge from behind, free kick. Caronquo.
I don't think she's really got any complaints about that one. She can't have any complaints.
Remember, Germany and Colombia have already made it to the semi-finals. USA and Germany in opposite sides of the draw, which means that it could very well be a Germany-USA final. There's Quon with the throw. Looking for Leroux. Baranosi. Haven't got close, really, to the American penalty area yet. That's how well they are organised at the back, the USA. Quon. And again. Early ball this time, once more just lacking any accuracy really. Gagati. Hale. Was Erioka. This is a bit better from Nigeria. Just unable then, Oji, to get onto the end of that pass. Bit too much pace on it.
You can just see the movement though. And she's read that perfectly. Just overhit the pass a little bit. Oji it was. Just got that burst of pace. Just making that run along the box and then off to the left. Quon's header. Then there is Kalu. And this is Johnson. Part and parcel of the game now, and it being picked out by the camera, getting your face up on the big screen. So Hale winning the ball in the air. Little tug of the shirt. Now, if they can get that forward up, I know he was in a good position there momentarily, and Ku isn't going to get there. This is Bywaters. It's good work from Brooks, just shielding her back four there, because Dunn had come out to get the ball and had lost it.
Bywaters, that's a great ball from Bywaters, just a bit too much pace in the end, and Mewis was close, not quite close enough to hit it first time.
Just made a great burst from midfield into the box. It was just an inch or two from her toes getting a touch on that.
As Johnson, Leroux chasing, Hale collecting. They've kept it quiet for 17 minutes. Still a long way to go. So Kalu with a throw. Johnson winning it in the air. Nairn missing out this time. Quon didn't. Presley over to make the challenge. Presley still there. That's going to be a USA free kick. The challenge of Adule.
It's been completely done there by Casey Short.
Bywaters is underneath this, looking up to see if Quon was close by. She'll still have time to turn. Bywaters. Does she need any support? No, Mewis. Brooks has made the interception. Leroux goes down about a metre, half metre outside of the penalty area. Iroka with the challenge.
She was caught, she invited it. She was playing for it. Well, they're being their own worst enemy at the moment, Nigeria.
So who's going to take the responsibility from here? Nairn around the ball. Nairn standing over there. Dunn was having a look at it as well. She steps over. Nairn.
Well, I'm sure that NWSL and the coach breathed a sigh of relief there.
As Leroux is back there, she's lost out to Short. Keeping it in play, finding Johnson. Another free kick.
Well, I think that the referee, USAvNGA, is going to have a word. Somebody's going to get a card soon because there's some reckless challenges going in from the Nigerian players.
There's Quon coming over to take the free kick. Their own worst enemies at the moment. Presley on the near side of the penalty area. Nairn makes a move in for it as well. All keepers made a real fumble, and Brooks is in there. There's plenty back on the line though.
Well, you have to thank the groundsman for that because it must have been watering the pitch, and they've had some rain in the last few days too, because the bounce that it took in the muddy part of the 6-yard area meant that it took the pace out of the ball and they managed to clear it. But it taken a bounce, I think they might have got to the US player at the far post. Jonathan spilling that.
Back to Quon. Nairn, Brooks. Okoronkwo. Nairn again. That's a lovely ball, but it's offside. And Short about half a metre off. Another look at that free kick.
That hit
Where did that hit?
That hit an arm, didn't it?
Yeah, hit
sure.
the hand of Okoonu then. No claims though from the Americans, so maybe nobody saw it. There's Dunn.
Well, we didn't notice it first time round.
Dunn stepping out of defence. Wasn't the greatest of balls, but they got away with it. Mewis again trying to get it through for Leroux. Leroux, and over is Yegedi.
What I love about the way that the US attack is they work in 2s and 3s, but they're always facing the right way. So Leroux or Bywaters are short. They're not with their back to goal. They're running onto the pass. It means the defender's got to turn. Which actually is one of Nigeria's defensive problems, that they're actually playing with their back to the ball or to goal. Need to be side on. Their naivety's being exposed a little bit. And they're wobbling as well under defence. Sorry, under the pressure of having to defend.
Leroux then to take. Gone past the halfway point in this first half, and the Americans rather dominant at the moment. Yagate back to Brooks. Johnson getting a foot in. Now Nigeria can break, and Ku has it. And again, Quon knew where that was coming. Quon's available again. Quon, and just couldn't get it back into the path of Bywaters. It's a great goal. Really good goal from Brooks.
Yeah, our first reaction is to chastise Nigeria for completely switching off from the corner, but they've still got to do the job, and they do it really expertly.
Kalu.
Really incisive passing and a comfortable finish.
Just needs one of those to fall right. Nigeria do have a lot of pace up front, up on Onozi and Eroka when she gets up there in support, and Ogier as well, the little number 8. There is a degree of potency, but we've yet to see it.
They'd actually play quite in a similar fashion going forward. Nigeria and the US, it is about movement and trying to split the defence, but the Nigerians are trying to play that pass from almost inside their own half, and the US defenders are reading it.
Looking for Mewis, and Ku over there. Mewis again, just shoving her opposite number off of the ball. Good strength that was from Mewis to make sure the ball was hers.
Well, teams always know that when they come up against an African side, they're going to have a bit of a physical battle as well. And the US have been prepared for that, and they've certainly stood up to that.
As she said, the Women's World Cup here next year promises to be a really, really big, well-attended event. I was reading again about the ticket sales yesterday that are going fantastically well over there. And they can expect bumper crowds all over Germany.
Well, they've got a 3 or 4 phase ticket selling plan, and they even after just phase 1, they'd sold over 100,000 tickets to people based in the cities. That's before you even consider that women's football fans that'll come from around the world to watch too.
Oh, hell over there to intercept. This is Okoronkwo. Johnson with the intercept. Bywaters and Leroux available, just couldn't get the ball through to them, and Ku is there.
Joy Jagedi with a really important touch there. Over and over they're being caught 3v3 though, the Nigerian defence.
Zenku. Well, it's basically the first shot really they've had on goal. Covers a lot of ground, Mewis. Everybody tends to focus their attentions, as we said, on Leroux, but she does do an awful lot of work. Here's Quon.
All of the midfield do a lot of work. Mewis particularly joins that attack really well.
There she is again.
It's nice of Jill Ellis to only play one Mewis at a time. Sam Mewis, her younger sister, on the bench, otherwise it's very confusing for us.
Now they've got it back to Bywaters. Bywaters. Tricky little player, isn't she, in those positions?
Well, she's only got one thing on her mind. She wants to get it onto that left foot and have a crack, and that's what she does. And even then you can see Amber Brooks is sniffing around. Jonathan's already spilled one. If she does it again, she's going to get the rebound, she's going to be in there.
Tightly done that by Quon, playing that out Nairn this time, and there's a bit too much on that, and Leroux will come over and collect. Very little of a duel so far in this game for the Americans. Is Bywaters, and again onto the left foot, Bywaters, and once more the keeper spills it.
I wonder if USAvNGA is going to have a word with the Nigerian defender. Just dived in. There's a US player still on the ground at this point. She races through and has the shot. She gets her body behind it, but her hands are just not convincing. Barbara Jonathan's in a game, she knows it.
Dunn. Nairn touches it on. Bywaters. Sukonu. And Quon into Nairn. And Nairn is found challenged this time from Okoronkwo. Again, it's the same expression from Okoronkwo, and the referee once again just telling them to calm things down. This will be Presley to take. There's the goal scorer, Brooks. That is Brooks trying to get it out to Short. Short looking up to see whether Johnson had come up to support her. Going all the way on her own, and she wins a corner. It's good play from Short. They tend to dress that goal line quite well. Was 3 on the goal line and the goalkeeper just in front. The last corner, Mewis and Short there. Mewis and Short, and she's in here. Still going Short. Can she get the shot off? No. Mewis might though here. And they've got another corner. Surprisingly, it's not great defending again from the Nigerians.
Well, Charity Adula has done well on her own to try and out-muscle Bywaters. Well, she's actually trying to get a hold of it. But the thing is, if there's 2 players and they're going to play a short corner, one player they're just going to play around you. It's naivety. That's what I'm saying again. From defending simple set-piece situations.
So Bywaters, Presley makes a move. Presley goes to jump. Nairn will pick it up on the edge of the area.
Presley was unmarked.
Quon's ball intercepted.
Remember Keris Harrop's goal for England against Nigeria, and she thumped that header in. That was from a corner from out that side, and nobody was marking her then either. Good turn.
And Brooks. Quon down below us. Here's Quon. Leroux had her arm up, wanting the ball played early. Is that offside? No, it isn't, and this is Short.
It's at this level, when you get to the quarter-final stage, that you might be good players and you might have a good team, but if you're not as organised or as disciplined as your opponents, then it's pretty likely you're going to lose because of it.
This is Ngu. And 4 against 3 then. And look at this, cross ball for looking for Operanosi to come in, but too close to Henninger. There was a moment then when the Nigerians had a player over.
Just that final ball didn't quite get to it. They're fortunate that they've got a bit of pace at the back, particularly Crystal Dunn of the US. She's going to be key because at some point she is going to be called into action.
Sirioka. And Leroux. Short with her. Johnson just getting turned. Operanosi waiting in the penalty area, or she is in there as well. Operanosi on the back post. That's going to be a free kick. Challenge against Brooks, yeah.
No wonder Brooks is annoyed. I mean, she's got to get booked. I mean, this is the third time.
Yeah, she is going to get booked. Okoronkwo gets a yellow card, first of the day.
A sensible refereeing. Alexandra Ingova, now based in England. She's had a word with her over and over again, Amarachi Okoronkwo. She's told her, and that time it's just a step too far.
That's Leroux. Bywaters and taken off of her. And downfield Nigeria move. This is Operanozi in possession now. And that was a challenge from Dunn. And Dunn comes away with it for the USA. She gives it away. That's going to be a free kick to Nigeria. It's Brooks going in, dishing out a bit of retribution there. Wrong player though. It was Nku this time.
And that's what happens to some players. They get hit a few times. Gets their backs up.
Mind you, the Americans can dish it out as well, can't they?
But actually, looking at my very interesting piece of stats here, they've fouled less than any other team. There's only Mexico committed 2 fouls less in the opening 3 matches. And it's been borne out in this game. That's one of the few fouls that the US have conceded in the opening 34-35 minutes. Where we've seen a catalogue of fouls from Nigeria so far. Mainly because they're just chasing the game. They can't catch up the players. They're under pressure.
Surprisingly uninventive, unimaginative from that free kick, really, to expect to beat Henninger and to score a goal from 38 metres out, and then they give it away, and Leroux is away here for the US and hits it straight at Jonathan. She felt she was probably going to be caught in possession there, had to get the shot off early.
Yeah, just got the player on her shoulder, too close to the keeper. Not a bad effort though.
Adule, rather like Okoronkwo, walking a very fine line. Well, just look at that line of 4 American defenders and 1 Nigerian who was on the floor, and there is Dunn.
You have to play an absolute Hollywood pass to get him past any of those, to thread in.
Mewis. Leroux will go and chase this. Gets there.
Good solid challenge.
She was quick up as well, Leroux. No sign of a complaint.
She's just going to have a bit of a breather now. Just check her shin's still in place. She's got absolutely...
That was Yagedi, wasn't it? And this is Nairn. Short lets it bounce. Kalu is over there. Little nudge from Kalu. She's given away a free kick, and really, you know, on it goes. Nigeria continue to concede free kicks in dangerous positions. They've been lucky so far that the USA have only taken advantage on 1 occasion. And they're still in this game at 1-0. Things might not be going particularly well for them, but there's still reason to believe that they can be successful if they can begin to utilise some of their strengths, and those are in their forward players. We've seen very little of it so far. They will get a moment for sure in this game. There's Brooks. Nairn's come forward there as well. Brooks on the back post. Nairn rolled into the path there of Presley. Almost tried to work the similar one that they did when they scored the goal.
And why not? Because it nearly worked. And it nearly worked again. The defender does enough, I suppose, to force Presley to put it wide.
Back it comes to Okoronkwo. She's going to hit one from distance. Powell's dropping off all the time the ball was in flight. Back to Henninger. Okay, what about that for a massive clearance? So big, clears everybody. Straight onto the foot there of Jigedi.
Just a little bit aimless for Nigeria going forward. They're really successful when they get the ball wide, get around the back of teams. They just haven't tried that at all today.
There's Quon. Mind of the second or the final quarterfinal of the day. The second today comes up a little bit later on this afternoon. 17:30, 18:30 in Europe. Mexico in action in that game against South Korea. Oji, very nearly into her path. Twice they've nearly got Oji in.
Well, she pointed that that's where she wanted the ball, but everybody, including the US players, could see that, but still, she just managed to let that go under her feet.
Johnson.
Kendall Johnson nearly letting them in. It wasn't really Johnson's fault, to be honest. It was Presley who let her just behind her, but she didn't get onto it. As you say, very much still in the game at 1-0 Nigeria.
And Johnson's throw. Mewis underneath it, so to short, she loses out. And away goes Operanosy. Operanosy, can she get the shot off? No, she can't. Dunn's in there, makes the challenge. Great challenge it was. Whistle goes, free kick USA. That was a very well-timed challenge from Dunn.
I mean, it's the second one as well, and she's unfazed by the challenges coming in.
Oh, she got lucky is why that worked. It's the fact that she picked herself up, dusted herself off and got through 2 more challenges then.
She's a quality defender. I just think it's a shame that, I mean, you have to have her there because she's got that speed and she saw that danger, and you say she got a bit lucky, but you kind of make your own luck in that situation. I think that they miss a little bit of her going forward when she plays for the full-back.
5 minutes to half-time here, go on.
She's that crucial anchor to what they've got.
Mewis. Stepping in there was Jigedi. And a hair. Mewis is there, nicks it away. A hail. Nairn with the interception. Third go at getting him forward. Quon, taken off of her there by Bywaters, and she's away. Leroux is up. Mewis is making ground. Mewis is in an awful lot of space there. Acres of space if she could have got a better ball across to her. And that's what Ellis thinks of that.
Well, she thinks players need to come and support the player with the ball. That's something that Nigeria need to do as well. They're just expecting people to find them rather than actually going and offering an option.
There's Quon with the throw. Now Bywaters is in again here. And they've got another corner. Oh, they'll all trot forward for this, Presley included. There's the challenge, came off the heel of her right foot, but then just look at how she gets herself up and recovers then and rides 2 more challenges before being taken out. And this will be Nairn. There's Leroux. Presley is right in the thick of that as well. Another corner.
Everybody was waiting at the far post, waiting to rush forward. She didn't actually reach anywhere near the far post, cleared by the first defender.
There's the goal scorer, Brooks. All hands raised. Leroux. Mewis standing behind her, spent right in toward the near post. And if anybody had got there in a second or so quicker, I think they probably would have left Jonathan rooted to the spot. There's another one sailed past her. Oh, mistake now. Can she take advantage? Okoronkwo, or up on a nosy up there as well.
That's another little blink of the importance of Crystal Dunn's speed. I'm sure that against other players, against other teams, then Okoronkwo would have had a real good chance there.
This is Kalu then with the throw for Nigeria. Managed to get the flick on. Clearance by Presley. This is Quon. This is Okoronkwo once again giving away the free kick.
She's just throwing herself at stuff and getting her body in the way.
I mean, it's a clear foul.
I know, it's persistent as well. She's on a yellow card, she should be aware of that.
Final minute then of the first half. And for all of the possession and the overall dominance the USA have had, still just one goal in it, which is why Nigeria are also still very much in this quarter-final. Layoff there from Oji. That was done once again. Kalu. Adule now. Okoronkwo is wide. Brooks with the interception. Quon. Anku. Crowd appreciate that build-up. They've got some width here for the very first time they can get in behind. Okoronkwo is waiting, so too is Oji.
Good recovery
So
from
too
Johnson.
was Johnson. But it's a corner kick.
It's more like it from Nigeria. Getting the ball wide. They favour always the low ball in from wide. It's very rare that they'll actually go for the lofted cross for the headed attempt.
Just a minute then of additional time. Quon needs to get a move on.
She might want to hurry up a bit. They do realise they're losing, don't they?
Sometimes you wonder. So, in her own time, Quon will get this corner in.
And then she'll blow the whistle.
Kalu is right on the back post. Again, well organised, standing strong, no way through. A hail. Brooks and Mewis giving it away. Not a great pass that from Mewis. As Quon. Little touch there was a good touch as well from Leroux. Now 3 up here for the USA. And trying to get it to Bywaters, and again not the greatest of passes, and that is the final kick then of the first half. The USA lead by a goal to nil. But, I mean, it took a gift of a goal, though, for them to get their noses in front in this game. The goal scored by Brooks after the Nigerians were caught fast asleep at the back. They took a long time to wake up and get really involved in the game, Nigeria.
They just keep switching off at set pieces, and that they've got to rule that out of their game. But I think the US are well worth they're good value for their 1-0 lead, but it's not enough to relax yet.
We'll take a break. Don't go away.
Poznań Porsche Open. The Tour de France 2010. All the way to the Champs-Élysées. Complete coverage at your fingertips. With live text commentary, results, standings, and breaking news. All at eurosport.yahoo.com.
Welcome back then from me, Tim Cable, and from Jen O'Neill. The USA lead Nigeria by 1-0 at half-time. We're seeing some of the key moments of the first half.
Well, this is short, and then he put them ahead in the first couple of minutes, and Jonathan making a good stop, but that was just an indication of
what was to come.
Exactly, and how they were going to be on the back foot for a good 10-15 minutes, Nigeria defending. They just did not switch on when it came to distances.
It's a great goal, wasn't it?
I mean, if you see the replay, I mean, it's brilliant what the US do, and I applaud that. But if you watch the replay, then there are Nigerian players with their back to the ball. They didn't even realise what was happening, that the corner had been taken.
But the three on the line just stood there as well.
It's horrible naivety, and they were punished for it.
Very nearly punished again.
Well, it hit a hand, but then they've managed to get rid of it in the end.
Yeah, just watch the ball strike the hand here. No American complaints there.
Might have been the side. Regardless, it's over now.
Right, well, let's get a roundup then of the news. Let's go to the newsroom.
No let-up in August. Stage 3 for the Do Tour as the gang enjoy a coming together in Portland. Bike banditos and skateboard tricksters ride out and fly the flag. There are finals and there's the super final. The EuroLeague's been rocketing along with the big one in mind. This is the box they want to tick, the beach title they want to land. All the evidence suggests that there's only one way to prep B-Ball world champs. Take on the best in Slovenia and build up that winning feeling. A new season's about to blast off in handball, and all the top clubs are plotting a head start. This early skirmishing can set the tone for the long campaigns ahead. South Sea's charms all on the surface. Surf's special envoy, JP, will no doubt expand on what lies below as the pros tackle Tiahupo. Play ball this August on Eurosport 2, New Generation Sports Channel.
In the headlines, Real Madrid are confident of signing Chelsea left-back Ashley Cole. Chelsea striker Didier Drogba is set to be out for 3 weeks after surgery on his groin. Bayern Munich wrap up their week-long training camp in Italy with a handsome victory. In the MLB, there are victories on the road for the San Diego Padres and the Cincinnati Reds. And Dean Wilson extends his lead at the Canadian Open in Toronto. Welcome. Real Madrid are very confident about signing Chelsea left-back Ashley Cole. Real's Argentinian striker Gonzalo Higuain claims that Cole would relish the chance to escape from his poor relationship with the English press and public, and he'd be reunited with former coach Jose Mourinho. Higuain added that Cristiano Ronaldo said Cole is the toughest defender the Portuguese have played against. Now, Didier Drogba is set to be out for 3 weeks after undergoing surgery on a groin injury. The 32-year-old is unlikely to recover in time for the Community Shield against Manchester United at Wembley on August the 8th. And the Ivorian could miss the start of Chelsea's league title defence at home to West Bromwich Albion on August the 14th. England goalkeeper David James is set to hold talks with Celtic on Monday in Glasgow over a possible move to Parkhead. James's future has remained uncertain since his contract at Portsmouth expired at the end of last season. Although Pompey were initially keen to retain the 39-year-old, they withdrew their offer when a set deadline came and went. Corinthians coach Mano Menezes has accepted the offer to take charge of Brazil. It comes after Fluminense refused to release the federation's first choice Muricy Ramalho. Menezes is relatively unknown outside of Brazil, but has a good reputation as a troubleshooter.
Tenho por linha.
Well, my character isn't to run away and turn down important invitations. Instead, I take them on as great challenges because I believe that all the while that we work, we prepare ourselves for more important and greater jobs, and this is the biggest of all. Corinthians president Andrés Sanchez says, well, I want him to be very happy, and I hope he knows that Corinthians will always keep the door open for him, whether I'm president or not. I know he'll take with him the love, respect and loyalty that Corinthians fans have for all our staff, especially ones of his quality. So thank you, and may God be with you, and let's win the big game tomorrow. Menezes was given a warm send-off by Corinthians ex-Brazilian World Cup winners Ronaldo and Roberto Carlos. He replaces Dunga. The pressure's on as Brazil will host the next World Cup. Staying in Brazil, Alvai were held to a disappointing goalless draw by 9-man Atlético Mineiro in the Brazilian Championship. In the second half, struggling Atlético were reduced to 10 men. Carvalho was sent off for this crude two-footed lunge on Keao. The referee, Leandro Voaden, had no hesitation in producing the red card. Antonio Lopez's Alvai squandered a number of clear chances and missed the opportunity to stay in touch with the leaders. Atletico had another man sent off, substitute Neto Berola, but still they earn a welcome point, staying at the bottom. Trentino in Italy was the picturesque setting for Bayern Munich, who finished their week-long training camp with a handsome victory over a local team. Midfielder Jose Ernesto Souza opened the scoring after 7 minutes for the team, who won the domestic double in Germany last season. The Argentinian international then drilled home his and Bayern's second 11 minutes later, as the Germans were forced to field a makeshift side, with many of their World Cup stars still on holiday. Croatian striker Ivica Olic, captain for the game, scored the third goal with the deftest of touches. Here, coach Louis van Gaal says the target for a champion like Bayern remains the same. We have to be the champions in Germany, maybe lift the German Cup, and of course reach the last stage of the Champions League. It's difficult to achieve all that, but I think we have a very good chance. We've got a great squad, and other players know me, so we have even higher goals than last season. Olic slid in for his second goal and Bayern's fourth with 12 minutes to go. Things went from bad to worse for Trentino when they carelessly gave away a penalty with 4 minutes to go. And that was amateur defending, the least you can say. Andreas Zottel made no mistake to seal the 5-1 win. Bayern kick off the defence of their Bundesliga crown against Wolfsburg on Friday, August the 20th. In Major League Baseball, the San Diego Padres won for the 7th time in 9, beating the Pittsburgh Pirates 9-2 away. Adrian Gonzalez hit his 62nd RBI of the year to draw the Padres level again. From there on, it was one-way traffic in favour of the National League leaders. At the top of the 8th inning, Oscar Salazar hit that 2-run double to give San Diego an 8-2 lead. Pedro Alvarez tried to rally Pittsburgh at the bottom of the 8th, but unfortunately, Tony Gwynn Jr. made this superb diving catch to get him out. And a look at the replay shows just how good that dive was. Final score, 9-2 to the Padres. The Cincinnati Reds brought the Houston Astros down to earth with a 7-0 win away. Joey Votto gave them a great start with that 2-run homer. Cincinnati catcher Ramon Hernandez hit down the right field, enabling Lance Nix to run home, making it 6-0 at the top of the third. but Hernandez was thrown out as he tried to turn the single into a double. Rookie Chris Heisey put the icing on the cake with a solo homer at the top of the ninth as it ended 7-0 to Cincinnati. In golf, overnight leader Dean Wilson has taken a 4-stroke lead at the Canadian Open in Toronto after his third straight 5-under-par round of 65. The 40-year-old, ranked 522nd in the world, qualified for the tournament on a sponsor exemption. He holds a 4-stroke lead over Carl Pettersson, who broke the tournament record, shooting a 10-under-par 60. Pettersson shares second place with Bob Estes and Tim Clark. Well, thank you for joining me, Tony Jeffers. Cycling fans, today it's the finale of the Tour de France. Go onto our website to get the preview of the procession onto the Champs-Élysées in Paris.
Poznań Porsche Open.
The Tour de France 2010. All the way to the Champs-Élysées. Complete coverage at your fingertips. With live text commentary, results, standings, and breaking news. All at eurosport.yahoo.com.
Africa's the heart and soul of the action. In a festival of athletics from Nairobi. 17th African Athletics Championships starting Wednesday, live on Eurosport 2.
Welcome back from me, Tim Cable, and from Jen O'Neill. It is the USA who lead Nigeria 1-0 in this women's under-20 World Cup quarter-final. A little later on, Mexico in action against South Korea. We'll have that game live for you as well. But despite the dominance in terms of possession that the USA had and territory, there's Sydney Leroux. Not really been anywhere near close to scoring today, but that's always a dangerous thing to say with Sydney Leroux, isn't it? Because now she'll pop up inside 2 minutes and score another goal. One of a few people that have got a hat-trick in this tournament so far. She got hers against the Swiss, Nairn. And the question is, Jen, do you think Nigeria can come back in this game?
They need to score soon if they're going to, because I think it's only a matter of time before the US notch up another one. They've definitely got the potential. I don't think they've got the potential to go on and win the game, Nigeria. I don't think so anyway, but they've certainly got enough to trouble them and get a goal back.
Was Kalu.
Not like that though. That was a chance, just left foot right under it, leaning back, not even in the direction of the goal. She struggled a little bit, I think. Gloria Roca, only playing a second game of this tournament, came on as a sub. In a previous match, she's just been a little bit off the pace, but then there's a few guilty parties in that respect.
There's Brooks and Koo. Mewis. Leroux. Nairn. That's short.
Good defending, keeping nice and tight there, Rebecca Kalu. I think there was probably quite a bit of fear in the US team, having not really had the best game against Ghana in the opener when they took a late equaliser from Leroux to draw level at 1-1. There probably was quite a lot of fear in the team, and if Nigeria had started better, then they could have taken advantage of that, but as it was, the US started well, and poor defending, lack of concentration, and the US go 1-up, and any of those nerves or little concerns ease.
A short scrapping away there with Kalu. Handling has looked a little bit suspect from Jonathan so far. He's been caught out on a number of occasions. The USA haven't capitalised though. Brooks goes in for that challenge, is second to it.
It's not like she looks
Presley.
like she's going to drop the ball into the net, as we've seen one or two keepers who always seem a little bit suspect in that respect. It's just that she gets her body behind the ball, but she very rarely actually takes it in the first attempt to catch. Something that US forwards will be very aware of.
That was Nairn downfield. Leroux will give chase. You get it. Winners here, remember, will face Colombia. Saporanosi scored a goal against England, Oporanosi, and also scored against Japan.
It's a nice hat.
Well, they can't afford to lose a player of her quality, and thankfully for them, it's just a bang on the head.
Definitely not. I think she could be the route back into the game. It's got to come from her or G, who's on the ball now.
It's a deep and, well, arriving late on the back post is Nku there.
I think it's another one of those, I thought they were going to give the ball back type of affairs.
But again, the Americans don't seem to be too stressed about the fact that they didn't, so...
Well, they actually, after they had to deal with the cross, and then you saw them appealing to the referee, what was that all about? They didn't contest the drop ball, and then OG just took the invite to put a cross in.
There's Johnson.
I think it's just frightening levels of naivety. I don't think there's any sort of real cynicism in there.
Leroux back to Johnson. Looking for Short to run onto it. Jigedi there. Short making life difficult. Jigedi holding off the challenge well though, and then giving the ball away. Brooks was down. That's not going to find his way to Leroux. And Nigeria can break. Governance in there in this time now. First time effort. And that's going to be just pushed over from Oji and Henninger. Yeah, not looking too stressed at dealing with that. Watched it closely. Nothing flash, just putting it away.
Against the keeper, not as good as her, that's a goal. You can see exactly where she wanted the ball. She got it, and she did everything right. She just couldn't convert it into a goal.
So Quon then with the corner for Nigeria. A lot of pace on it, and it's Oporanosi gets her head to it but can't direct. Much better start though from Nigeria in the second half.
This is a much more like it from Nigeria.
Leroux backing in on Hale. Up in the air from Brooks. Nairn, Brooks again. Mewis isn't going to get there. Johnson going to be under pressure imminently, and again, nothing flash, just dealing with it. Leroux with a throw. Off of Presley, behind for a corner.
It's a good smell of pressure.
Oh, no, it isn't. They've gone the other way.
Well, we can understand why she's so perturbed about that.
Johnson. Mewis thought she had control of that situation. Yegedi. And the whistle has gone.
I think she thought that possession was about to be lost. Henninger just acknowledged, flashed a hand of sorry to the US players.
First chance of the second half to make an impression, the USA. Leroux being watched closely by Hale. Brooks in there, and it's a free header then by Short, and she looks to the sky immediately. She knows that was a good opportunity then, and it just didn't come off for her.
That was really important that Jonathan got there and smothered that. It's come off her shoulder, I think. She just didn't really head it cleanly. Presley again was there. We're back up the other end now.
This is Okoronkwo. Johnson. Johnson again. Held up by Leroux. Johnson looking for Short to run on. Picked up by Kalu. Yegedi. Took Nairn right out of it again, just lacking in quality in the final pass. Where's Brooks going to go? Went all the way, and there's a bit of a complaint there from Brooks. What was she complaining about?
Maybe wanting somebody to show for the ball. I think she was just a bit frustrated. She didn't get that past the keeper.
Just being passed round and through a bit more in this second half rather, the USA. Only a bit more space inside this American half as Nku comes forward. There's Obaranozi.
Too often Nigeria was so under pressure, they were just opting for the long ball and it was coming straight back.
Well, Obaranozi asking an awful lot of herself there. We talked about naivety in certain positions and decision making, and that was a wrong decision in that position.
Although you want your centre forward to try things sometimes, you want them to try and do the unusual, the unexpected. Although you kind of want them to help keep the ball, not just give it away like that.
She the next in a long line of top quality goalkeepers. Henninger, another one heir apparent for the #1 jersey.
They're going to struggle to overtake Hope Solo though.
Oh, this is Okoroji.
Well, that's what the smile's all about. That was close. Up and under, bouncing. Dunn and Quon are just throwing themselves in there. And
look at it, hands all over the shoulder of Quon, couldn't get away from her then.
well, at the same time, you try not to sort of catch somebody's feet. The US played Sweden last week and won 3-0. That was Hope Solo's 50th shutout, as they call it.
That's amazing.
Conceding none in international football is pretty impressive. She is the world's best keeper.
That's going too high. It's another effort, another attempt on goal from Adule.
You don't know where it is at all.
But look at her hand on the shot. Quon couldn't get into position.
Quon can't, and it's not easy to say.
Hope so. Mind you, go back to Hope Solo. We always knew she was good.
You always knew she was good. You love her.
I think a slight overstep. of the situation.
Goalkeeper.
Yeah, she is a very good goalkeeper.
Actually, the US played in Augsburg in this stadium in October last year in front of a sellout crowd over 30,000.
But then there was
They beat Germany 1-0.
This is Iroka, all from the Hope Solo fan club a bit later on. That was Johnson.
It's really good for Nigeria. They really are asking questions of the US defence. And then just over-exuberant. Why make a foul there when you can just pressure Leroux, force her to go backwards? I think that the coach should be really chastising his players for that. He's not. It's indiscipline.
Well, this will be Presley then to take. Mewis chasing. And Iroka defending. So just happy to slow things down a bit. And Short comes across. This is how the Americans looked against South Korea in stages. A little uninspiring.
As long as they keep it tight at the back.
Yeah.
It's to be expected that Nigeria are going to mount some kind of attempt at a comeback. It's just whether they can quell that.
It was short, and it was a bit too short then for Brooks. Johnson making up. It's a good ball that from Johnson finding Mewis. Leroux racing hard to try and get back on turns. It's not a great ball from Mewis.
It's a sort of pass that Leroux wants. He wants it really direct, but that was too close to the defender. Good work from Johnson, though.
See where she was pointed her arm, where she actually wanted it played. Johnson.
Put them under a little bit of pressure and the passes start to go a little bit wayward. They're only human.
Johnson. Big throw into space. Short isn't going to run for that. Johnson again. And again, doing basically what Nigeria were doing in the first half, which was just launching these long balls and giving possession away.
You have to try and reach the happy medium between relieving pressure from your defence, but then just giving the ball back immediately.
Foot looked a bit high there now. Leroux finding Short. Still there, Short. 5 green shirts around her.
She could have had a shout for handball as well, but she just kept going.
Dunn is watching this.
Cool as you like, Crystal Dunn.
Hour gone. Nigeria still trail in this, which is the third of the 4 quarter-finals of this Women's Under-20 World Cup, live from Germany.
It seems to be that 2-0 is the Vogue scoreline. Are we going to see that in this game?
2-0 Sweden, Colombia, in Colombia's favour obviously, and Germany 2, North Korea 0. Would have been interesting if we'd have ended up with the North against the South in the semi-final, wouldn't it? Taking account of what's going on there at the moment. Now, that's going to be Kalu over there to take. Well, she's going to leave it for Uko-Ono. And again, that's a foul throw, and she's been penalised. hooray for that, because it's one of the first referees that's picked up on it.
It happened yesterday as well.
Oh, did it?
I did think of you. I did mention that you would be pleased.
So Quon to take.
It's such a basic thing in the game of football that it's especially frustrating that people can't do it correctly, and they don't seem to be penalised when they don't.
That's Nku getting a foot in. Nairn. Jagedi. The Koonu. Hiroka. Paranoji. Quon. Never finished outside of the top 4 in this event in its history, the USA. That's how good they are. And Johnson. Back it goes to Henninger.
Well, this is really untidy.
Johnson.
But if it takes a spell of untidy play for the US to stop Nigeria getting back in.
As Dunn makes the challenge.
She's fouled.
She's fouled. The crowd booing don't agree with the decision. Neither do the Nigerians. Oji felt it was perhaps the other way.
I don't think they can have any complaints. Was it Adule, I think it was? She captures Dunn on the head. And there's too much back chat.
She's been quite a good referee.
She's been very good. And she understands the game. She lives in England now, but originally from Slovakia. Played for the Slovakian champions in the early 90s. So she's got a good deal of playing football behind her as well. She gave plenty of warning to players before she booked them in the first half, and I think buoyed by the shouts from the crowd, they maybe give her a little bit too much of a complaint about that decision.
Here comes Nku. And Quon again steps in to intercept. You get it. Well, Leroux is available if they can play this ball through the centre short now. Back it into the path of Leroux. Why didn't Leroux just try and shoot from there? Surprised them. She tried to play it back into the path of Mewis.
It was almost a decoy run from Mewis, because making that run gave the space for Leroux to shoot, and she didn't. It all opened up for her. She looked like she was winding up for a shot, and then played a fairly weak and, in the end, ineffective pass.
Good defending again from Dunn. And the USA are going to make a change. And Short is going to come off.
Molly Pathman comes on. Molly Pathman wasn't even part of the squad initially. Got a late call-up. She's the Gatorade High School Player of the Year. It's given to the top high school player in the US. She was part of the under-23 squad, actually. She got shunted up through all of the youth squads into the under-23 squad, and then got a call from Jill Ellis saying she'd been watching her. How did she fancy going to Germany with the World Cup squad? Bit of a fairy story, a few months for her.
Zendure. Kalu. Just needed something a bit calmer than from Hiroka. Again, Leroux, they've got plenty of width, but Leroux's going to shoot again from 30-35 metres out when there were better options.
Just a little bit desperate. It's fair enough having a crack, but really, and against some of the goalkeepers that we've seen for other teams,
some of them have been very good.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm not tarring everybody with the same dodgy keeper brush, but Henninger is very unlikely to struggle unless you have something that's really top draw, and they haven't produced anything from range which is top draw.
Nigerian free kick is Brooks who's been penalised this time.
Just stepping into after an oddsie didn't really make a challenge.
So Sunday is coming on.
Positive change, and she started at all the other 3 games. Okoronkwo's on a yellow card. They'd have had a bit of a feisty game. Let's see if Esther Sunday can help the impetus of going forward.
There was another famous Sunday who wore a Nigerian shirt, Sunday Elise, who turned up and scored a couple of great goals at a World Cup final. Can she do the same? There's Leroux, challenge fouled on the halfway line, and the USA Hayes is going to come on here. Could be for Bywaters, this.
Freshen up the wide players, give a little bit more energy.
Nothing much come down the right for the Americans in this second half.
Yeah, ironically they've been switching, and so both players have switched quite often, both Bywaters and Shaw. They didn't seem to get much done when they were on one side of the field.
There's Oji. Now they got some width, and Sunday coming in might just keep this in play. Sunday back into her right foot, over onto her left.
But she's done well there, Johnson. She's held her up.
Brooks was easy hustled away from that.
I think she wanted to shoot, but it just didn't sit down for her. It's just hanging in the air. In the end, she just couldn't get any power to the shot because it didn't drop long enough.
Mewis. Now this is Pathman. Corner USA. Change will come now.
But they really need to switch on here, Nigeria. It'd be a terrible blow if when they're actually
it is Bywaters who's going.
Working their way into the game to then concede.
Like for like change for the USA. And then to take the corner. Brooks, Mewis, Presley will be there somewhere. Onto the head of Brooks, Mewis underneath it, Pathman's in there as well. Drops to Leroux, another corner to USA. And taking a time, 20 minutes left for the USA to hang on to this 1-0 lead. Extra time, of course, is looming. If they equalise, Nigeria again, not really got close enough to making Henninger work, but this is Nairn. Brooks is at the back post. Presley again making that move. It's going to come. Presley is it? Oh, I thought a chance there for Brooks. It was a free header then for Brooks, and just again, like that goal that England scored against Nigeria, this pretty similar. Yeah. No marker.
At least somebody stuck their head in. I think it was Osinachi or Harley who actually just managed to get in the way a little bit, but that was a good chance for Brooks. She attacked it well.
She's loving this, having to run 100 metres across and back and across. There's Nairn going again for another corner, so it did take a touch before it went over. But Brooks has had a couple of chances, and there's all eyes on Presley. Nigerians following Presley all over the place, and Brooks left clear last time. Nairn with the delivery once again. Not so great. Hayes going in looking for the first touch. How's he going to keep it? What do you reckon? Is it mine? he's turning out the way of the camera. Yeah, all right then. You can have it back. Here's Quon. Brooks. Hayes. Quon. Mewis. Strong run from Mewis. Can she get it in the path of Pathman? Mewis. Pathman's still there, and she should have played it into Pathman's path.
Yeah, she's spearheaded there. It's taken quite a bit of effort for Nigeria to even nearly get the ball off her, and then shooting was the wrong option. Pathman was free.
Johnson just eating up a few more steps. And Pathman, Mewis, looking for Leroux. And Leroux second to it. Biagedi there, complaining. Thought that Leroux chance to show off a few more of those tattoos that she's got. What is it, 15? But we don't think she's got as many as Michelle Kai.
No, Natasha Kai.
Natasha Kai, sorry.
You were the one that told me how many tattoos she's got. You should be more interested.
She's got a lot. I think it's a dozen.
Again,
it was on the interests column though, in the biography. It was interests, shopping and tattoos, in no particular order. There's Brooks. Back post, Presley is in toward the near. As Iroka. She hasn't put a foot wrong, really, has she, Quon?
Well, the defence has held firm. It was just that one little scramble that they had when they didn't quite know where the ball was, Quon and Dunn. They've been beaten once, maybe, by a ball over the top, but apart from that, I mean, they've looked really, really comfortable.
As Leroux on the chase.
Shove for Harley. Although she's giving it against Leroux.
And Leroux's going to get a yellow card. Does she know, Harley? Third yellow card to Nigeria.
It's a bit silly. She's favourite still to get the ball. She's ball side, she's goal side, and then just to shove Leroux to the deck and put a team under pressure. I'm shaking my head.
There goes Mewis, and tried to catch the goalkeeper out, Jonathan.
Went for the cheeky option of the near post.
7,100 people in attendance here today. As Ngu, quarter of an hour for Nigeria is Sunday.
Keeper touched it, corner
Yeah,
ball.
she did.
She wasn't quite sure whether it was going wide or not. You think, well, maybe that's the wrong option. She's got to play her out wide. Let's try and get round the back again. But good shot, credit to her. It's going to go wide, just maybe half a yard. She's caught it well, though.
Ukoonu then with a corner kick. As Dule. Again, they've not gone past the near post with another corner. And they've got to be careful as Hayes gets in there. Brooks chases. Nigerian ball. Kalu. Presley with the interception. Was Iroka. Yegedi. Good jump from Presley again. Slip there from Nairn. And Johnson happy to let it roll into the hands of Henninger. Forward they come again. Yeah, saw the potential to win a free kick then and took it. Nairn and Quon together, sandwiching Oji.
She couldn't see anywhere to go, could she? So the free kick is the best option, best outcome.
Now what you hope here is they just vary it a bit, Nigeria. They've tried to strike on goal from every set play they've had in these positions.
There's not a great deal of inventiveness when it comes to creative free kicks. I can't imagine they're going to do anything other than shoot here. I'd be pleasantly surprised if they don't. So the best option is it goes in first time, or they get a rebound.
Oji standing over it, lays it off to Quon. Wow, look at that! What a goal from Quon!
Well, I'm going to shut up, because that is amazing.
Oh, that is absolutely surreal, and the coach sinks to his knees. There was nothing she could do about that. That was, without a shadow of a doubt, the most spectacular goal we've seen at these championships so far.
Well, the first goal that opened it was the Ghanaian goal that beat Henninger, and she's been hit there by something that is even better. That was a bullet. It absolutely flew. Incredible. Look at that. She has not got a chance of getting anywhere near that at all.
Now the Americans have got a game on their hands here. 12 minutes to go. They're going to have to up their game because it's been pretty average in this second half, and Nigeria on the second half performance are deserving of their equalising goal.
Yeah, they've stepped up and they've had pressure, and the US have seemed happy to contain that. They haven't really looked like they were going to add to the tally. We just expected that at some point Nigeria's attempt to come back was going to wane, that energy was going to fade. But this is going to have given them a massive lift, and somebody could win it in the next 10 minutes quite easily, and it might be this team in green.
Is Oji.
And this tournament's been full of surprises already. You wouldn't put it past Nigeria to do it now.
The Americans are rocking a bit here. And over there is Presley to put it out. Well, you just couldn't see where Nigeria's goal was coming from. It took something completely unexpected. I was just wondering whether that was another foul throw then. Is Ngu. And they'll believe now that anything they hit from any distance is going to be a potential goal. And it's ironic, isn't it, that just as we were saying, it's about time they should try and do something to vary things just a little bit. They produce that moment of absolute genius.
Well, exactly, you've got to laugh. We're imploring them, don't just shoot, it's such a waste. Sensational strike it was.
Oh, how does the advert go with Cantona? This is sport, you just never know what's going to happen, what's round the corner. There's Sunday. Now, Quon and Operanosi.
Right, okay, but that's silly. I mean, shooting from the free kick wasn't, but that was...
But
expecting way too much.
You know, I mean, somebody that hasn't had a strike on goal.
Well, she's taken the corners and some of the free kicks, but that was just...
That's great celebration.
He's down on his knees now. Thank you.
Fantastic scenes of celebration. They'll be even greater if they get another goal. There's Dunn who gets it clear.
Well, you get such an adrenaline surge from something like that, but they also have to keep it very, very tight. And how terrible would they feel in contrast if they were to concede now? You really have to focus. It was their concentration or lack of that undid them in the first half. Nigeria really need to be switched on now.
As Johnson. It's going to be a free... Oh, the free kick goes the way of the USA. And again, you can hear what the reaction of the crowd is.
Well, given that the most of them are supporting Nigeria, it's a little bit one-sided in their response to decisions made by the officials.
USA look a bit fatigued, do you? A little bit tired?
I think they're probably just a bit shell-shocked after that.
It's got to be dealt with here, and Jonathan stay rooted to her line. Mewis was underneath it. Brooks came close as well.
That was so close. It looked initially like a poor free kick in from Quon, but it was a real problem, and nobody managed to get rid of it. Presley using her strength up her Nazi, trying to climb on it to get to the ball.
Funny thing is, again, they had, it was 3-on-3. There were chances there for the Nigerians. This is Iroka. Drops to Sunday. Oji is chasing. Can she keep it in? Just. Oji. And nothing given.
That's a foul. She's just turned her shoulder into her. Okay, she's hit it quite hard when she's put it through her legs. But I mean, she's beaten her. She goes through Dunn's legs and she blatantly just shoulders her.
And an American ball. We're looking at extra time in just over 6 minutes. Plus a bit of injury time.
He's not doing much coaching now. He's saying his prayers or something, isn't he, on the sidelines?
As Dunn. Free kick again to the USA. Nairn. Again, it goes, that ball from Nairn hasn't found its intended target. I don't think on more than 1 or 2 occasions that she's played it.
But now all those doubts that might have been there at the kick-off have all returned.
That's a mistake from Quon, that is rare. This is Oji. Quon trying to get in position to shoot. Nku's going to shoot here, and we're back to what they were doing pretty much most of the game, shooting from any distance, 30, 35 metres out. They've been... Well, you can't say they got lucky because it was a great strike, but
a shot like that comes around once in a lifetime, practically. In a game like this, of this importance.
Final 5 minutes of normal time.
You can see the look of disbelief on Henninger's face. She can't do anything about that at all.
There's Johnson. Gets close. That's not going to make it for a corner.
Four matches, Bianca Henninger's been beaten twice, and they've been against African teams, shots from...
Johnson did well to win
25 plus yards.
This is the USA's best opportunity from corner kicks. They already have worried Nigeria. How are they going to work it this time? So they send one over to Mark II, and are we going to get the same situation played out here? Nairn, is she going to go short or long? There's Brooks, there's Leroux, Hayes, who's hardly touched the ball since she's come on. And they're going to go long. And it's again Mewis this time, who meets it, but they just can't direct it on goal. Every time the corner comes in there is an American charging the ball, and they just cannot get it on target.
How many chances do they want? They need to be more clinical. Time is ticking away.
Oh, this has got injury time all over it now. You can't see the Americans scoring a winning goal from here unless something strange happens. They've just looked a bit blunt going forward in this second half. Is it a shot or a cross? Whatever it is, Henninger watches it like a hawk. It's a nice, safe piece of handling from Henninger.
There was question marks from people in the US about Jill Ellis coaching this team, because her UCLA team, the university side she coaches, have never quite made it in the College Cup. They always stumble at the last hurdle, so they have doubts over the winning mentality.
Oh, now they're in here. Oh, she is in. It's a great last-ditch challenge coming in there. Quon and Dunn turning around, looking at each other, and that was half a chance for Augie. Desperate stuff for the Americans. Dunn there, looked at the keeper. She's lost it. Quon gets back, makes the interception.
She's helped out her defensive partner there, hasn't she? Quon working together. Now the chances at this end.
Always finished in the top four, remember, in this competition since its very first time of being played. The Nigerians never beaten the US. Drops past of Mewis this time. This is Sunday. Well, the call then, pick your head up. Quiet game for Leroux. And that's going to be a US goal kick.
Do go to extra time, can we get a message to the trumpeter to change the tune?
Henninger's kick then.
It's been like lift music.
Johnson's throw. Pathman gets the free kick off of Leroux. 1 minute of normal time. What are the US going to do here? Send everybody up?
They can't do that, it's too risky.
Or are they going to drop one of these balls in, bouncing toward the goalkeeper who'll...
Well, if Quon can put a carbon copy of her last ball in, then they nearly scored from it.
Change in direction this time from Quon. And away comes Iroka for Nigeria. Iroka, she wanted the ball played back to her. Ojulehan again.
She's got 1
30
player
meters
left,
out.
one player right, and she shoots. Not every time.
Well, it's beginning to affect Henninger. That's
she just wants it as far away from her goal as possible. Of additional time. Mewis, second to it again. You're getting there first, and Presley. So edgy at the moment. It's Rosette whenever they get the chance. She can't get a ball from anywhere.
Leroux. Sunday. In from Leroux. It's not a great clearance, that's a great piece of play from Mewis, who got back there.
That strike, it might have been a problem for Henninger. Unfortunately, it deflected off the back of one of her players.
Leroux to launch a long one in again. Well, what did that touch? Hand, surely.
Handball.
So Presley to take. Into space, looking for Mewis to run. She's run after everything. Mewis has worked as hard as anybody out there in an American shirt. Pathman leaves it for Brooks rather. Mewis just didn't look before she played that. Pathman wasn't there. There's Brooks again, going for Pathman. It's Nigeria that is certainly ending the stronger team here. They look just much fresher than the Americans. As Iroka needed a better pass than that, though, from Iroka at this stage. She might win it back again, though. Nairn just drives it downfield. Yegede. Oji slightly overhit the ball. Kalu. Oji.
That was too obvious. We still have it.
Quon now. Why not? Oh, that was very close. Same player, Quon.
Does lightning strike twice?
Very nearly did there.
Oh, she's just got too far under it. Do you think Henninger would have stopped it? Possibly.
But it's amazing, isn't it? Of all the players that have been shooting from 30 metres out, we've only found out in the last 6 minutes or 7 minutes she's got the capability to shoot and get them on target and make the keeper work. And that's only the second strike she's had from that position.
That would have been absolutely incredible if that had gone in. It's still not over yet.
There's Oji. Oh, plays it right into the path of Doulé.
That looked like a hand from Johnson. Referee doesn't agree.
So we're going to get half an hour's extra time here. 1-1 the score after 90 minutes, and the USA have been clinging on for dear life for the last 15 minutes in this game. Up to 75, the USA looks relatively comfortable. Nigeria relatively blunt going forward. Then that wonder strike flew in from Quon, and then the USA were on the back foot for the remainder. 1-1 it finishes. So the big question is, you're talking about winning mentality and people questioning the US coach. It's not been a great tournament overall. You're not only looking at the performance in this game, you're looking at the performances in every other game. They haven't raised the level of their game to where perhaps we thought they were going to be.
Yeah, you expect the US to traditionally maybe start a little bit slowly, but they build, and ominously, and that 5-0 win against Switzerland suggested to everybody that they were here, they'd arrived after their 1-1 draw against Ghana, in which they equalised later on. And then, okay, it was workmanlike, but it was a good 3 points, good win against South Korea. And they started as you would expect against Nigeria, went ahead, and then it's all started to fall apart, and now you think, are they going to do it? Can they do it? And the doubt does creep in. It's not Tony DeChico in charge now. It's Jill Ellis. She hasn't got that pedigree that DeChico had with the full national team, having won the World Cup, having won Olympics.
Well, just getting a look at the goal that the Americans scored very early on in the game.
They just weren't looking at all with it, and you could see Mewis is straight in. She's having a look. Who am I giving it to? And she dispatches it beautifully, Brooks.
And then this.
But if you thought that was a nice goal, this is just sensational.
This is the view that Henninger had of it.
And then heads out to try and block it. And so does Hayes, but that just absolutely flew. It was a screamer.
Just trying to get a quick listen into what the Nigerian coach is telling his players. Well, the temperature's not as high as they were early on in the week.
It is quite humid,
but it's
though.
still quite humid. There's Leroux.
And we're 4 matches in as well.
First of the quarterfinals today. We've got another match coming up for you later on this afternoon. Mexico in action in that game against South Korea, and the prize for either of those two is a meeting with Germany.
That doesn't really sound like much of a prize.
It doesn't, does it? I mean, it's almost like you're sitting there thinking, well, should we go home now?
Oh, you get to play in a stadium, full stadium, in front of a really excitable crowd. A fantastic experience for these young players. And it's really lifted the Germans. They've really revelled in it, spurred them on.
Oh, there is Orji.
Can that big boost that Nigeria received when they equalised, can that be maintained? Can they keep pressing? Or will it be the US that prevails, no longer rocking from that?
What's disappointed you most about the American performance, if anything?
It's a little bit one-dimensional going forward. They don't seem to... You expect the US to be playing this wonderful football, expansive football across the field, but it seems to be that they're only really looking for the same pass over and over. There's been some big performances for the US in there. I think Leroux just hasn't really been in the game at all.
But is that because she's not been allowed to get into the game?
That's possible. Against Ghana she wasn't in the game and then she scored. So that's the kind of player that she is. That's the kind of striker that she is.
What was that shout?
The shout, USA, USA, USA.
Ah.
All US national teams do.
So USA first out then for half an hour's worth of extra time. Yeah.
All US national women's teams shout USA, USA, USA before kick-off and when they do huddles, because when they played in Italy in the 80s, the Italian crowd embraced them but thought that they were called USA, so that's what the crowd shouted, so then they took it on themselves. I am an anorak.
Didn't know how many tattoos though that she had, did you?
Yeah, I'm not a weirdo. I'm an anorak.
Right, 15 there is Jagede. And there's Nairn. And it's the USA that are going to get us underway in this first period of extra time.
I think that players might get tired after the 90 minutes of the game. I think flag wavers might get tired. Need something to wave those stars and stripes about. Let's see if the US can start a little bit better than they finish the game. Or the 90 minutes, that is, sorry.
There's Dunn underneath that. Presley.
She's going to have to contend a lot with that, the referee, Henninger, because tired players, they're going to go to ground as an option over and over.
It's good play by Pathman, and they had two goes at trying to take her out of it. Remember, Adule and Halek both on yellow cards. Okoronkwo, the other player on a yellow card, has been substituted, and Quon comes over to plant another one of these free kicks in. Brooks, Mewis, Leroux, they're all there. Who's it going to find? Nobody. Hayes goes in to make the challenge, cleared by Sunday. Good jump there by Presley. Mewis and Jagede, American ball. Was Johnson, Mewis, corner kick, USA. Nairn coming over. Not a great ball, but Pathman doing well to keep it in, drilling it across. Mewis in there. 17 is Ukoonu, lifting it over Hayes. Here's Iroka. Sunday. Adule. Oji. Yeah, good interception from Dunn. Mewis. Pathman making ground wide. Leroux through the middle. That pass has not worked for 99 minutes. And Quon. And again and Quon. Oji. Groans all around. Hiroka.
Build-up play is working so much better. They're moving it around really well, Nigeria, and then that frustration, that punctuation of an entire move is to just lump it high into the air, way over the goal.
Hayes did well. Not quite enough on the pass, but the USA still have the throw.
Presley, you're coming! You got it, Chris!
Quon dug out a great ball there. And easy in the end, as Henninger not going to be pushed around or dictated to.
Nigerian teams, women's teams that is, at women's international tournaments are make regular appearances at quarterfinals, but they've never won one yet.
Oh, they might win this one. Oh, yes! No, Operanosi, just as they were getting ready to write the headlines, begin the celebrations, the best chance they had, they do not take.
She's beaten Presley there, just stuck her head in, and then a little bit lucky to beat Dunn. And then you think she's put it wide to the left of Henninger, but she's actually put it wide to the left of the goal as well.
Will they live to regret that miss?
Not if they can keep up this level of performance.
There's Nairn trying to get it through to Pathman. That's a better ball from Nairn. She's chasing Pathman, but she hit it first time, does. Can't get enough on it, though. You get it with the interception once more. And that fragility that we saw in the Nigerian defence in the early stages of this game seems not to exist for the moment.
Well, as usual, the best form of defence is attack. While they're peppering that US goal and causing problems, they don't have to worry about what they're doing at the back. Here they go again.
Here's Oji in a lot of space. Now Quon's out of position. Oji.
Again, like I said, it's always, they look for crosses along the ground. It's easier to block out for defenders.
Dunn just guiding it out of play this time.
They must be pretty tired, Obranozi and Oji, but they still go, still trying to find a way through.
There's Hiroka. And Quon. Hayes.
Good challenge. Again, keep tight, don't let her turn.
Well, the Americans haven't really had a shot to speak of on Jonathan's goal for a while. Certainly not in this period of extra time. This is a great run, though, by Hayes. Now, can she get it back? Leroux is waiting. That's a really tired-looking ball. She's one that shouldn't be that fatigued. She's only come on as a substitute 20 minutes ago, well, 25 minutes ago.
Added vim and vigour to both flanks, Hayes and Pathman. But it looks like they're not getting the bodies in the middle, or Nigeria are doing well enough to crowd out any crosses that they put in.
It's Sunday.
fluffed her shot.
Final minute or so, there won't be much in the way of additional time. Leroux, and just leans on the shoulder of Halley. Quon jumps and misses it. Oberonozzi. Shot charge down this time, this Sunday. Adule. Well, that's a weak attempt at a penalty kick claim.
Johnson just...
Oberonozzi.
Yeah, she's just falling onto Johnson. Johnson just turns. Not going to be fazed by that.
Here's USAvNGA. Today now it's going to be another hit from distance, and with Henninger's knees,
it just bounced, didn't it? Just in front of it, in front of her, and it was difficult for her. There must be a little bit of white-hot panic flushes through her mind as soon as she sees one of them winding up to hit a strike from distance. You never know quite what to expect.
Quon from the corner, going very deep again. And that is the final kick of the first period of extra time. Still nothing to separate the two sides. It stands at 1-1. Penalties? What do you think?
Looks a bit like it, doesn't it? I'm not sure that Nigeria can keep this up. Just pushing to get that goal. It's hugely entertaining.
Well, they've come closest of all with Oberonozzi. The US, well, they're looking tired. "15 more minutes left for the USA to navigate this. Otherwise, we go to penalty kicks. It's like you were saying just earlier on when I asked you what has disappointed you most about this USA performance, and you said, well, this predictability about the way that they're playing, the predictability about the passes they're making, not getting enough bodies into the penalty area. Well, all of those things have remained the same in that first period. It was just too predictable.
But when it works, it's fantastic and it's hugely effective and it's really good to watch, but it's not working at the moment. So last throw of the dice from Jill Ellis.
Another change to come.
Meg Morris, the other player who was actually called into the squad later on, along with Molly Pathman, the North Carolina player from Durham.
Well, that's odd, isn't it? I mean, is she injured? She's only been on 20 minutes. And I don't think she looks very happy, Hayes.
Maybe she's good at taking penalties.
Coach clearly not happy then with Morris's contribution, or rather Hayes' contribution.
Well, maybe she's happy with that. She just wants to change it a little bit. Maybe get another striker, just trying to change it a bit.
Here's Kalu. Johnson. Morris underneath it, looking for a first touch of the ball. Away it comes with Sunday. Quon.
Morris is the only US player on a yellow card. So if she was to pick up another and they were to advance, she'd miss the semi-final. That might all be academic if Nigeria score.
As Ogier, oh, she did get it in the end, Ogier, and Adule was closest to it. This is the player they've got to be careful of if she gets within shooting range of Quon. Nku. And Nku. Right onto the back there. Kalu.
They look like a completely different team now, Nigeria, to what they did in the first half.
There's Mewis. And Pathman. Doesn't look as if she's got the beating of the defender in front of her. And on that occasion was Sahale.
There was a bit of a swagger about the US in the first half. They had that belief. It's not there anymore. If anything, the Nigerians have had the swagger.
Adule. Presley underneath it. Operanosi paying close attention. Nigerian ball. Kalu gets a bit of length on these throws. Not past Johnson though. Back in by Nku. Clearance by Presley. Awkward one to deal with, Johnson. And again, too much on it though for Pathman. Now whistle has gone. USA ball. Quickly taken, Pathman will go on the chase here, but she'll be lucky to get there. As you get it, it's just guiding it out of play. Quon in conversation with Morris in front of her. Pathman. Nairn. Mewis with the flick on. Morris away now. Quon with now what about that challenge? She's claiming it's caught. Well, it has not gone out of play. There was a quick look and arm raised. Quon's challenge
was worth a shout. That was worth a shout. And you can see what Morris has got. She's got that little bit of acceleration.
Mewis.
As well as the skill on the ball.
Is Brooks now. What do you think?
It's difficult. She doesn't get it. It's actually on the edge of the box as well, the foul, initial foul. I thought when I first saw it, I thought it was a foul. Because you wonder if Morris has actually overrun it anyway.
There's Johnson down there. Nigerian throw. Kalu. And again. Looking for Operanosi. Presley with her. At the expense of a corner kick. Now, the corners haven't been that impressive, really, have they? From Nigeria.
Uniformly poor.
Everybody assembles on the back post. They fail to get the corner past the near post. And Quon, there's certainly nothing wrong with her ability to produce power from a ball that's sat in front of her.
Well, it seems like most of her corners are shots as well. Just nowhere near the goal.
Here it comes again. Henninger just making sure all is organised in front of her. That's probably the best one she's produced. There's Operanosi.
I've got the measure of this.
We
We just have to say it's going to be poor, and then she produces something much, much better.
They're quite worrying times at the moment for the US and their coach Jill Ellis. Comes down to the lodge. Now Mewis is away. Morris is up there now, racing into the area. Morris, can she find the finish? No. Good save, Jonathan.
It's not clear yet.
Mewis, Mewis, Morris.
Now it is.
And he swung down the other end. And is she going to get up there? That's almost like a back pass in the end. I think it was Carlu maybe. This is the chance for Morris at the other end.
Good save down to her right hand there, Alaba Jonathan.
Yeah, Oji.
Weak effort. Just sprung into life the game there.
Azenku. Oji has provided the width. Morris made the challenge, and here she is again. That's a nicer ball from Morris, finding Mewis once more. Pathman down below us, Leroux through the middle. Mewis going on her own. Is she going to shoot? Mewis! Oh, cannons back off the bar. But again, there's a reluctance from Mewis when she gets into those positions to play the ball wide.
Well, she was looking and looking, and she was thinking about it, and they were backing off. She hit the bar, or went very close against Quon in the last few minutes.
Ebere coming on for Nigeria.
Well, she's run herself into the ground.
She is going off. Yeah, good game.
Can she give that little bit of an edge, that freshness to the forward line, and God see and bear it?
7 minutes to do it, otherwise you hope she's a good penalty taker. As Pathman did well to get that ball across at all, but again it's fairly light in the penalty area as far as white shirts are concerned. Here's Morris. Head down to try and beat Quon, gets another corner. Must be up to, what, 16 corners in this game now for the USA.
At least.
There's the shot.
What an effort.
Was a great effort, but again, just look at the position that Pathman was in. A great position. Nairn, though, to take. Are they going to commit players forward at this stage of the game? Is Presley going to be there? Mewis is there. Are they going to vary it, or is it just going to be played in? Presley is there. It goes toward the near post. Mewis is waiting, gets ahead to the ball and pushed over.
Wow, she's thinking, how close can I go? Mewis again it was. Jonathan pushes it over. It's a couple of good saves she's made now. Important saves. She gets up well, Mewis. It's going in under the bar, but Jonathan pushes it over it.
Presley being watched by Yegede. They're trying to on the near post. It's cleared everybody. Morris is still in there, battling away for the ball. Comes back to Johnson. Nairn.
Well, it would be cruel if it was a mistake that led to a winner, but it's
5 minutes to go.
Unlikely. At this stage, tired legs, somebody fluffers a clearance or mishits a pass.
There's Brooks trying to get it over into the path of Quon. Quon finding Morris. Morris couldn't get enough on the pass to get it back out of Quon. And that'll be Dunn. She's chased everything, and she has added a bit more bite down that flank than Hayes did.
She just gets the ball and wants to beat the player.
Leroux. Well, the Americans falling into the same trap as the Nigerians, hitting these shots from 35 metres out.
Well, tiredness as well, isn't it? Rather than having to carry the ball 10, 15 yards, look up, have a shot. Everybody knows that one goal will most likely win it now as well.
Mewis. Seriously impressive work rate this American number 9 has had. It's incredible. She just has not stopped. She's chased everything. She's been forward, midfield, defence. They'll be knocking on the door of 20 corner kicks before the conclusion here, the USA. And the ironic thing is that they've been first to the ball at nearly all of them, apart from the ones they've overhit themselves. Brooks, the goal scorer from the first period for the Americans. And in it goes again. Goes a little deeper this time. Was it a handball? Morris is there. Yes, indeed it was. Free kick given. And Pathman is penalised on this occasion. Well, they've had plenty to cheer about, the Nigerian support. There could be even more to come today here, as Quon tries to play it into the path of Morris. So he intercepts. Quon will take the throw. And finds Dunn.
I bet the Colombians are watching this with right smiles on their faces.
Oh yeah.
They have an extra day to recover, and they didn't have to go through the ordeal of extra time and the demands that puts on you physically and mentally.
Morris again doing well. Leroux. How ironic it'd be if she popped up and scored a winning goal with just seconds to go here before we head off into a penalty shootout.
Referee did well there. She spotted the fact that Leroux had to dodge out of the way.
Brooks on the edge of the area. Leroux on the edge of the area. Presley is going to take the free kick for the USA. Aimed it toward Morris. Morris might get a second bite at it here. Good interception though coming in from Ebere. Ebere gets it downfield quickly. There's nobody there from Nigeria. And at this particular juncture in the game, you can't blame them, really, can you?
We just get it out of danger. Just get it up the field. When you've got bodies back, you're not going to be able to convert into attack so quickly. That was such tired legs.
There's Sunday, good little flick that was from Sunday. That's going to be a free kick to the USA. And is that Oparanosi on Quon? Yellow card, yeah. Fourth yellow card.
Doesn't matter if there's a player in the way, she's still charging through.
Well, I don't think I don't think we thought we were going to be in this position in this game, heading off toward a penalty shootout. And Quon has taken quite a bit of a whack there. They're calling for a stretcher here.
It looked like she'd taken quite a hefty knock, but it didn't seem to be that bad, unless she's actually sort of caught her in the ribs.
Well, she is looking fairly uncomfortable. And the USA have made all their changes, remember, no more left. 2 minutes on top of the 120 we've already played here. And Quon, well, 2 minutes without one of your best defenders. Tense moments these for the USA coach, Jill Ellis.
Hope she's not one of the penalty takers.
Now, did she land awkwardly, or?
It's very difficult to ascertain the amount of discomfort she's in. You suspect it is her ribs, but She's still lying face down. I think the sort of elbow of she gets her with a sort of right arm, right shoulder, elbow into the ribs under the armpit almost.
She isn't going to be playing any further part in this game. Rachel Quon leaves the field. The Americans are going to have to play for 2 minutes without one of their defenders. Down to 10 men. Switch to survival mode now, the USA. Don't want to give it away in these dying seconds. Presley launches one long and deep, looking down there for Leroux. It was Brooks. A lot of space though in this field now. Wide open game, and they're just trying to drop it into the space that Quon was in, and they've succeeded. Presley though with the interception as Sunday was coming in then to get onto the end of that ball. Obananozi, Morris. Corner kick to Nigeria.
Now it's the US looking at the clock.
Goal scorer Quon. Obananozi is in there. Obananozi goes for it, doesn't win it. Here's Akalu, she loses out. Mewis was there.
It's like a one-woman army. Mewis, she headed it, then she chased it down and blocked it.
Good candidate for player of the game, isn't she?
I would agree with you. I think that she's been all action. She's been everywhere. She could have won it twice for the US. Shot off the bar, header just under the bar, but saved well by Jonathan.
Hiroka is Sunday. Presley turns, Dunn makes the challenge. Mewis with the header, and that is it. We're going to get a penalty shootout to decide who goes through to meet Colombia in the semi-finals. Well, Obananozi had a magnificent chance during the course of this half an hour's worth of extra time to put Nigeria in the lead, but she blew it. The USA ending with 10 men after Rachel Quon suffered in a quite heavy exchange with Obananozi. And so it is down to Henninger and Jonathan. So where is your money now?
I think that Henninger's going to save more penalties than Jonathan.
We'll take a short break. Stay with us.
Next week, live on Eurosport 2. From the high plains of Kenya, a continent's athletic elite vie for pride and the record. Baseball's Dutch masters defend their bases and European title from multiple strikes. American football's on solid ground in Germany, where the European final will crown a solid champ. African athletics, European baseball and American football. Next week, live on Eurosport 2.
Welcome back then from me, Tim Caplan, from Jen O'Neill here. It is 1-1 after 120 minutes of play. The USA and Nigeria cannot be separated, so we go to penalty kicks.
So who's prepared for this eventuality? Have they been doing it in training? I just can't imagine that Nigeria have been practicing penalties in training.
Would the USA have been practicing penalties, do you think?
I would have thought that they would. But maybe not yet. Maybe they didn't figure that. I think they're so well. Everything is covered. Every base is covered. They prepare so well that they must have been looking at it.
Well, they're going round trying to just gather up recruits to take these penalty kicks. Morris, after that rather enterprising half an hour or so that we saw with her involved, wonder why she didn't start the game, although that's been slightly up to her on Bywaters. We had quite a good first half, actually. So the list being put together.
There's going to be quite a lot of speaking to the chap upstairs, I think, from both teams here. A lot of faith on the field. That's whether they can convert that into penalties scored.
Thing is, with the amount of success that the Americans have had over the years, you don't want to be the coach, i.e. Jill Ellis, who takes the team back that goes out at the quarter-final stage of any event. As Leroux, who's had a very quiet game, but a contribution overall to this American team in the course of this event cannot be underestimated. 3 goals in the 5 against the Swiss. The goal that got them the draw, despite the fact it was a debatable one, against Ghana, and the winner against Korea. Remove her and the Americans would already be out. For Nigeria, well, after a shaky start in this game, they finished the stronger and will perhaps consider themselves to be unlucky that they didn't just nick that game in extra time. That is sweat, by the way, not tears.
Not yet, anyway. Tears of sadness or tears of joy?
Well, they've given a very good account of themselves here today, Nigeria. Despite the fact the side has obvious qualities, there weren't too many people that were predicting that they would turn over the Americans and boot them out, but they are very close.
It's just another day in this fascinating tournament.
So into the huddle go the American girls. There's the list of the first 5. Why didn't you stay on it a bit? We could have seen who it was then.
I think we're going to find out in due course anyway.
So here we go then.
If you look at the facial expressions and the body language of Henninger, she looks like she's relishing this. This is her chance.
Chance to make a name for herself, Henninger. Is it going to be Yegedi then to take the first penalty kick, and just being informed about what staying on the line means, and the fact that the assistant will be there to watch and make sure she doesn't move. Is indeed then going to be Joy Yegedi, the Nigerian captain. Happy to be here. That's the expression that's on her face. Bianca Henninger.
It's all psychological now. It's all about outthinking your opponent. Does she look happy? Is she going to blast it? Or is she going to place it?
Yegedi with the first penalty kick. She's going to place it.
A little bit of a stutter in the run-up. Henninger was about a yard off our line, so that's a measure of what we can expect from her in future penalties. She had enough time to do a little shuttle to the left and then to the right again. Nice, confident, comfortable first penalty. Settle the nerves of her team.
So it's the 2 captains then that are going to open this shootout, because this is Christine Nairn.
There's no doubt about who's got the most vociferous section of crowd.
Jonathan leaping about on the line. Nairn, oh, it's not gone over. Nairn misses the opening penalty for the USA.
That so looked like it was going to spin and roll back over the line. That's a terrible penalty. She knows it. Nearly went under her body as well. Oh, Christine should have done better. Good save, Jonathan. Guessed right, kept it out, stopped it going over the line, and that was the most important thing.
First advantage goes Nigeria's way. Henninger up next against Quon. Now this will either take the net out if she puts as much power in it as she did in the shot that scored the goal,
or it'll take a seat out in the stand.
Go flying over. What is she going to do? Can she do placement, or can she only do power? And if she can only do power, can she keep it on target? Here she comes, Quon. Keeper got close, but that was a brilliant penalty from Quon.
She did really, really well. It's another confident penalty. Again, Henninger's out about a yard off her line. She's guessed right. She's not far off. Acrobatic dive, but the ball's in the back of the net.
USA looking for their first goal, and this is a big ask, isn't it, for Pathman. Experiencing the pressure of top-level international competition for the first time. Pathman now, can she open the scoring for the USA? Yes, she can. That's a really good, cool, very calmly delivered penalty kick.
Now the Duke University student opens her body up, left-footed, but puts it into the bottom right-hand corner. Can they just not look, or are they praying? It's probably a bit of both.
This is Sunday for Nigeria. To make it 3-1. So they know she's taken a terrible penalty as well.
I think
now we're level.
She's going to take it again. The referee told her at the start of the penalty shootout not to come off her line, and she's off her line, so it's retake it. I mean, you can't deny it.
Well, I mean, it's the impossible ask, isn't it, to stay on the line until the ball is kicked. I mean, it would be impossible for anybody to ever save one if that was the case.
But you're gaining an unfair advantage. Jonathan hasn't come off her line that far.
Sunday again, and again she's missed it. Again she was off the line, so they should ask her to take it again.
I agree.
But they don't, and Sunday misses.
I think they are asking her to take it again. I think that it's the assistant who's actually blown this time.
Oh, that's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, it's if you're going to tell a player not to come off the line, then.
But then we can go back and look at every penalty that we've taken so far, and they've been off the line.
But they went in, so it didn't matter. Jonathan saved the ball, but she was on the line.
Well, she misses this for a third time. I wonder how many, what the level of complaint will be from the Americans. Well, so Sunday, is she going to go the same direction, do you think? What do you think? Or is she going to change direction? Sunday, which way is she going to go? She goes for goal, scores.
There's the cheek to have a dance afterwards as well.
Well,
I have a lot of admiration for the referee for sticking to her guns there, though. The US won the World Cup in 1999 in the Women's World Cup, when Brianna Scurry saved the penalty, and she was practically on the 6-yard line when she saved it. They beat China, and it just seemed unfair.
Well, this is Mewis.
So yes, I have got to be in my bonnet about that.
What, about 99 or?
Just keepers coming that far off their line to stop penalties.
There goes Mewis.
Great penalty. Player of the match. That one soared into the roof of the net. doesn't matter where the keeper is if you're going to place it like that. Brilliant.
Clearly got a problem now, Henninger.
Because that's how she saves penalties. She has to completely readjust the way that she approaches saving penalties.
Perhaps if she starts off half a metre behind the goal line and then comes forward, she's got a bit of a better chance. Operanozzi. Operanozzi, yes! What a great penalty that was.
Well, if you thought Mewis was top-notch, then that's even better.
They're one penalty kick away from putting the USA out.
That was wonderful. Maybe they have been practicing. I know absolutely nothing.
4-2. How ironic would it be if Sydney Leroux didn't score for the USA? Jonathan dances around on the line. Sydney Leroux, the goal-scoring queen of the USA. Oh, she sent it over. And it is Nigeria that will go through to the semi-finals of this World Cup. The joint record goal scorer for the USA, Sydney Leroux. But it's not only her penalty miss that has sent them out. Nairn missed the other one as well, and she is inconsolable now. But joy for Nigeria. Well, they can't believe it.
No, can't. I don't think anybody watching can. They took their penalties so well, apart from the one that might be subject to a little bit of debate. Exactly.
Well, I don't know what's going on there.
It's unnecessary, whatever it is. She's doing like a war dance or something. It's not going to be cheering anybody up.
Well, that's Jonathan, who's being carried away. And after the first quarter of an hour, you wouldn't have given Nigeria much hope, but it's been a magnificent recovery. They could have won it in normal time, should have won it in extra time, but it's taken them till penalty kicks to finally put America out. Well, it's the worst performance ever in this competition, the USA in 2010. North Korea out yesterday, so it isn't going to be a Germany-USA final. They go back to the drawing board. Nigeria go ahead now and look forward to meeting Colombia. It's been a morning of drama. Make sure you join us this afternoon when there should be a bit more. Mexico up against South Korea. We'll be back for that. Happy days for Nigeria. They are in the semi-final.